So, you just came off of one of the most amazing and influential documentaries, which had a big impact on opening people's eyes on global warming. How is this film going to do the same with our public education system?
Well, I mean, it helps when you have a film that affects everybody. And I think everybody wants great schools for their kids. And everyone wants great schools for our country, because we all believe in the American dream. But we have slowly over time let our schools erode. And we've kind of stuck our head in the sand. We said, well, let's take care of our own kids and let's forget about everybody else. Or maybe it's a problem over there. Well, now the problem is so big that it's not just over there anymore. It affects all of us. And I think that's why the film is resonating at this point.
And personally for you, what was it that made you want to do this film? Because obviously there's personal stake behind it. What was the influence to kind of delve into something like this?
Well, when you meet a guy like Jeffrey Canada,
yeah,
who is really transforming his neighborhood. I mean, when people are doubtful and they say it can't be done, well, those kids can't learn, or the parents don't care, or the problems, at home are just too great. Go look at Jeffrey Canada. He has gone into Harlem, the toughest neighborhood in the state of New York, one of the toughest neighborhoods in our country, and he's found a way to reach every kid. Not some kids, not kids they cherry pick. He's found a way to reach every kid, and he's taking them on a pathway to college, and he's transforming that neighborhood. People in Harlem now believe that every kid can learn, and these kids believe that anything is possible. And watch out, because those kids are really going to transform the world.
And going into it, what is something coming out now that the film is done, we're about to the premiere, what is something you learned from this film that you had no idea you'd probably ever take away from doing this?
When you go into Boyle Heights and you knock on a door, and Boyle Heights is a really tough neighborhood, and you knock on the doorway and you wonder what you're going to find. Or you go into Harlem, where I met Bianca's family, you don't know what you're going to find. And what you discover is these families are just like my family. They have, some of them work 2 jobs, some of them struggle with different things, but they want big things for their kids. And their kids have big dreams just like my kids, so they're just like us. They just want a chance. And the fact that they have to submit themselves to a lottery to get a good education is a tragedy, and it's really un-American. And we have to fight to give every kid in America the same opportunity my kids have.
You're getting a lot of praise. People like Oprah are telling people to go see this. My question is, a lot of teachers feel that, the film is waiting for a Superman, but they feel that they can't quite accomplish what they could because of kind of, No Child Left Behind and a lot of the limits that they have as teachers. How does this film put teachers? What kind of light do the teachers come out in it?
Well, the very first movie I ever made, my first documentary, was about teachers and how hard their job was, and they were heroes to me. And I think anyone who knows a teacher or is a teacher knows it's a really, really tough job, and it's a very lonely job because sometimes the principal doesn't even visit you, or the district sends down rules that are unfair. And so there's a feeling like, no one is helping me out. And I think a lot of teachers will see this movie and say, yeah, I get it. We are failing too many kids, and we have to change the system so that great teachers can thrive.
And before we go, one last thing. What is the one thing after doing this film that you feel is the most immediate thing that we need to do to save kind of our education system in America?
The first step is to be informed. Go see the movie. Learn about why we are where we are. Learn about the stakes. It doesn't just affect kids over there. It affects all of us. It affects every neighborhood. And if you feel that way, that it's morally unjust and economically unsustainable, then there's no choice but to take action. If you want to learn how to take action, you go to waitingforsuperman.com. You learn the easy steps it takes to help. But not helping, sticking our head in the sand, hasn't worked. For 40 years we've been doing that, and it hasn't worked. So now it's time for real commitment. Everyone rolling up their sleeves and doing the hard work to fix our schools.